Is DinoPark Tycoon an eccentric relic or a straight-laced classic? Trick question. It's a lemonade stand spreadsheet wearing an inflatable T-Rex suit. Underrated or overrated? If you grew up on Roller Coaster Tycoon, it looks downright prehistoric, but for a generation of US school lab kids who met compound interest courtesy of a smirking cartoon hadrosaur, it's basically the Rosetta Stone of edutainment, fundamental or disposable. Imagine SimCity condensed onto a single balance sheet tab, then force feed that tab Brontosaur Chow until it belches pop-up loan payments. Essential, at least if you like your economics served with dino puns and an audio clip that croaks, "Welcome to DinoPark Tycoon." Like a hungover museum docent, I've spent 3 decades toggling between "this game is a minor miracle" and "why did my park just close? Because I forgot the electric bill again." Hyperbole? Maybe. But where else can a modest starter loan mutate into a Tyrannosaur-sized foreclosure before your cursors per second reach double digits? Historical context. Back in 1993, edutainment was a legitimate buzzword, not a punchline teachers whispered when the Mac Lab's floppy drives jammed. Minnesota-based MECC, yes, the same trailblazers who dysentery bombed us with the Oregon Trail, wanted a fresh hook. Enter Manley and Associates, a Washington studio known for dependable contract gigs, suddenly tasked with turning Jurassic Mania into a balance sheet joyride. Designer Chuck Below's brief read less like "make a theme park blockbuster" and more like "teach middle schoolers opportunity cost without putting them to sleep." Timing could not have been juicier. Spielberg's Jurassic Park was devouring the summer box office, while SimCity 2000 sat on the horizon ready to redefine urban micromanagement. The phrase "tycoon game" hadn't yet crystallized. Chris Sawyer's roller coaster wouldn't arrive until 1999, but business sims were evolving fast from green screen to VGA eye candy. MECC pounced, convinced that if Pixel Oxen could teach supply and demand, Stegosaur fencing could do the same for amortization. I first spotted the lurid purple and green big box at Babbage's, wedged between "where in the world is Carmen Sandiego" and a clearance pile of number munchers. The clerk pitched it with a grin. It's like SimCity, but with dinosaurs and no earthquakes, unless you forget to feed them. I hauled it home, fired up the 486, and discovered the real disaster was variable rate loans. That night, our park defaulted twice before we sold a single ticket, prompting the immortal teen lament, "Stupid economy. Why can't we just clone money like we clone dinos?" MECC cleverly shipped 2 builds. The retail edition hands you a small starter loan, while a school network version bankrolls your first park with a more generous cushion, so the bell rings before the repo man arrives. In computer rooms from Minneapolis to Miami, DinoPark Tycoon shared hard drive space with Kid Pix and Print Shop Deluxe, guaranteeing that every computer day ended either in pixel splatter art or a sick brontosaur. Ports followed the revenue sent. A 3DO version hatched in 1994, one of the console's few kid-friendly discs, and a Windows 95/98 re-release via the Learning Company in 1997 that added cheerful toolbar icons and exactly 0 gameplay tweaks. By then, Bullfrog's theme park had normalized puke tiles and Q psychology, but MECC's Safari retained the aura of after-school nostalgia. No vomit sprites, just withering attendance graphs and a T-Rex silhouette looming over your spreadsheet like a sarcastic audit officer. Mechanics boot the DOS version and a turquoise title screen, rendered in the same 320 by 200 majesty as Oregon Trail's tombstones, greets you with that gravel-throated welcome. From there, you confront the most adorable loan application in gaming. Take the money and risk monthly interest, or brave the market cash poor. Skip the loan entirely and you can't even afford land, which is MECC's sly lesson. 1. Leverage or languish. Land comes in 4 biomes: desert, forest, swamp, and plains, each quietly tweaking dinosaur health, visitor appetite, and, crucially, fence decay. Buy a bargain wood fence in the swamp, and your iguanodons will Houdini their way into the parking lot faster than you can say insurance premium. Spring for electrified mesh, and the maintenance staff applaud, quietly, because they're underpaid pixel folk who call in sick every 3rd week. Dinosaurs live in a cheerful shopping mall interface called Dino City, where Ankylosaurus sells for a song and Tyrannosaurus costs more than your entire credit line. Prices hinge on diet, temperament, and star power. A cheap Hypsilophodon might delight toddlers, but without a carnivore marquee, teenage attendance tanks harder than Sega's 32X. Each purchase comes with a baseball card style dossier, length, weight, favorite chow, perfect playground trivia for the aspiring paleo nerd. Feeding time morphs the park sim into an accidental supply chain lecture. Carnivores inhale meat, herbivores browse plants or seeds. Piscivores demand high-priced fish. Buy too little food and they starve, then break fences. Buy too much and it spoils, turning into a write-off. Somewhere an invisible MECC designer grins, muttering, "See? Opportunity cost bites." Ticket pricing looks harmless, a simple slider, until it becomes an existential dread dial. Crank it and families vanish. Drop it and you'll never clear payroll. The game tracks seasons. Winter crowds thin unless you bankrolled billboard ads in autumn. Purchased one quarter at a time because MECC wanted children to feel the pain of marketing burn rate. Then there are the employees. Tour guide, maintenance worker, veterinarian, concession manager. Hire too few and everything collapses. Literally in the case of fences. Hire too many and wages devour the margin. Fire someone and their sprite scowls in dismay. Pixelated guilt trip achieved. My favorite absurdity, and today's proud through line is the escape event. One underfed month, and the game slams to a black screen plastered with newspaper headlines. T-Rex runs amok. Lawsuits filed. Visitor injuries invite ambulance sirens and an instant 5-figure settlement. Enough red ink and the bank forecloses, queuing a cartoon broker in suspenders. Sorry, kid, you're out. He's the unsung villain, and Greek chorus rolled into one, haunting my sleep more than any raptor roar. Interface-wise, DinoPark is a relic of chunky buttons and modal windows. Click the binocular icon and you hop into an isometric enclosure viewer where dinos wobble about with 2-frame walk cycles. Click the cash register stack and up pops a ledger listing interest, fence repair, and hot dog income. MECC looked at SimCity's data panels and said, "Hold my clipboard." Yet behind each button lurks a logic gate eager to punish sloppy planning. Pop culture mini rant. While 1993's marketing tsunami slapped Jurassic logos on lunchboxes and sugar cereal, MEC's game wields no Spielberg license. No Sam Neill sprite. No John Williams stabs. Just pastel dinosaurs prancing in a copyright lawyer-free Eden. A blessing really, we got waggly ankylosaurs instead of endless disclaimers. Legacy and influence. DinoPark Tycoon didn't dominate magazine covers. PC Gamer gave it a polite nod, while strategy nerds were busy modding Civilization, but it colonized American classrooms. Teachers loved its sneaky lessons in cost management. Librarians installed it on every networked Mac they could find. The title would later appear on American Library Association children's software recommendation lists, nudging it into more school catalogs without any fancy awards ceremony. Why didn't the game break into mainstream top 10 charts? Timing mostly. Bullfrog's Theme Park, 1994, paired carnival chaos with cheeky British humor and crisp SVGA sprites, making MECC's 16-color pens look Amish by comparison. MECC itself soon pivoted toward textbook-aligned CD-ROMs, siphoning marketing muscle away from its DOS back catalog. And let's be honest, DinoPark is punishingly dry if spreadsheets give you hives. No random Godzilla attack like SimCity, just cold equations and a T-Rex glare. Still, its footprints reach farther than you might think. Many fans who graduated to Zoo Tycoon, Planet Zoo, or Jurassic World Evolution credit DinoPark as their gateway drug. The discipline of matching fence strength to animal temperament reappears, almost verbatim, in Frontier's DNA stability meters. The idea that an educational game could also be a robust management sim paved the runway for crossovers like Kerbal Space Program. Loan interest equals delta v fight me. Closing paragraph plus score booting. DinoPark Tycoon today feels like prying a 3.5-inch floppy from a tar pit, remarkably intact, faintly aromatic of old libraries, and liable to stick to your fingers. The graphics wobble, the MIDI fanfare loops, the lone clock ticks like a time bomb, and suddenly I'm 13 again yelling at a CRT because my Kentrosaurus ate through a $300 chain link fence. Is it still fun? Absolutely, if you define fun as the heart rate spike when the bank statement icon turns red. Does it still teach? Undeniably. I skipped freshman microeconomics with a smug grin thanks to MECC's surprise final boss exam and variable operating costs. My verdict, 8.0 out of 10. It's a fossil, sure, but one of those perfectly preserved specimens with proto-feathers still on the tail. Brush off the dust and you'll find a business sim as sharp today as any modern tycoon. Plus, where else can you bankrupt yourself by over-ordering moss?